Hey y'all, here with my UFC 246 recap video. I made 5 picks. Only 4 of those fights happened. Someone let me know why the Claudia Gadelia Grasso fight did not happen because I don't know why yet. And so I only made 4 picks really, and I got 2 picks, so I broke 500. Phew, I was nervous. Let's get into it. First up, I chose Anthony Pettis to beat Diego Fiera. He did not. Diego looked great. He wanted no parts of Anthony Pettis' stand up. He got a couple of kicks to the face and things and wanted. He even said, I didn't want any of those kicks, basically. So he took him down. Took him down, held him there, went for submissions, had ground and pound, was able to hold him down basically all of round one. Round two did the same thing until he actually took the back, worked his way to it was looking like a rear naked, but more of like a neck crank, and Anthony tapped to it actually pretty quickly. This was a great fight, great dominant win for Diego Fiera. I think he's like on a 5-6 fight winning streak now. So who do you think should be next for Mr. Diego Fiera? Now, next up, it was Brian Kelleher versus Ode Osborne. Kelleher won this fight in the first round very impressively, actually. So this fight was bumped up from the prelims. They were going at it. Ode was actually a lot faster than he was. He looked sharp, he looked relaxed, but Brian was able to get it down to the ground. He was able to get into a sitting position where he had his back up against the cage. Ode was sitting on his butt, and he got him like an arm in guillotine, and then he was able to roll over to his back, get his hooks in, and get him tapped to that in that first round pretty quickly. Great performance from Mr. Brian Kelleher. Again, I didn't make a pick for that, so now, next up, I did make a pick for this. I chose Alexei Oleinik to beat Maurice Green, and he did in the second round. And phew, these two big boys, man, they got tired quick, honey. So in the first round, Maurice definitely was more powerful than him with the stand-up game. In fact, I believe he stunned him with like a jab early on, actually knocked him down. I was like, oh no, I'm about to lose this pick too. But Alexei was able to make it through that, able to get him to the ground, and then he got him in his patented arm in choke for over a minute, but Maurice did not tap. He kept his calm, he kept his breathing. He tried to get out a few times. He even started to land some hammer fists from the bottom, and he survived through that round. Second round comes, he comes out firing, kicks, punches, he landed again. He's stunning Alexei again. I'm like, oh Lord. Alexei manages to get him down to the ground again. He's starting to work his offense. He eventually gets him in a belly down armbar. And he works it. Looks like Maurice is actually going to pull his arm out of it, but he does not, and he ends up tapping with that. So both of these men were extremely tired. That's why I was like, it was nervous, nerve-wracking. So who do you think should be next for Mr. Alexei Oleinik? Now, co-main event, and I got this pick. I chose Holly Holm to beat Raquel Pennington, and she did. This went all 5 rounds. She basically, she's been honing in on her wrestling, her dirty boxing, so she was able to push Raquel up against that cage, hold her body up against there, work the dirty boxing, landing some punches, some knees, and softening her up throughout the entire fight. Excuse me, I said 5. Did I say 5 rounds? I hope I didn't say 5 rounds. 3 rounds. But anyway, and that was the story of it. It wasn't too eventful. There was a lot of jockeying for positions. The ref let them fight. I think there was once in the end where he actually broke them up, and they both started to land some offense. Raquel kind of got a little desperate because she needed a knockout there because she was down 2 rounds in the very last few seconds there. But survived the fight. I believe it was a unanimous decision in favor for Holly Holm. So who do you think she should fight next? She was not happy with herself, with her performance. She wanted to do more. So at 38 years old, she's still going strong. Who do you think should be next for Miss Holly Holm? Now, main event, and I did not get this pick. We saw the return of the notorious one, Mr. Conor McGregor. And I didn't say I would have the red panties, so that's why I don't have any red panties. Anyway, he defeated Donald Cerrone. I chose Donald, so I did not get this pick. And boy, did he. In the first round, he pretty much starched Donald Cerrone. I said, Donald, you got a really good stand-up game. So, try some things out. If something works, try to stand up. But really, we knew that he'd probably be stronger on the ground and maybe could muscle him up a little bit because he'd be bigger. This was at 170, so we wanted him to get close. But you got to work your way to get in close. You can't just kind of go to Conor. So that's what he did. He came and he kind of got like an underhook. He was trying to take him down. Conor immediately started measuring him with the shoulder shots and was landing hard. Bam! Bam! He was landing them shots hard. The second one, you could tell, stunned him. His face went red. You could tell his eyes were a little stunned. The next one again, bow, pretty much broke his nose with the shoulder shots. He landed 4 in a row, and the last one popped his head up. Bow! Shoulder shots. Okay? Haven't seen shoulder shots this devastating since Randy Couture, and I believe these were more devastating. Then he was able to disengage for a little bit. Then Conor came upstairs with the kick to the face. Bow! landed. And then Donald went down to the ground. Now he's back up, and Conor's chasing him down, and he's landing some overhand lefts, and he basically beats Donald down to the ground. And Donald tried to wrap up for a little bit, but eventually he ended up rolling back over and was in the fetal position, and those shots started to get through, and the ref stopped the fight. TKO victory. He starched Mr. Cerrone. Great win for Conor. Great win coming back. I think he's been gone like about 12 to 14 months, something like that. So great win coming back. I think the rumors are he's gonna get the winner out of Khabib Tony next. And let me know who you think he should fight next. This was at 170. There was a chance. There was Kamaru who was there. Masvidal was there, and Conor said to Joe Rogan he felt good at the weight class. He wanted to see what he could do. They asked him who would he like to fight next. He didn't call out anyone. He was like, any of these. I don't know what he actually called them. Can get it. They can get it. I'm sorry for that horrible impersonation. And they had their chance. Jorge was there in a Versace robe, apparently the same Versace robe that Conor wore once. I guess he was trying to make a statement. Conor did notice the robe, but you had your chance there to get up and make a scene, get on some cameras, have us start to lobby for you to get the fight. Same thing with Kamaru. And when the cameras went to him, he was just like, to him, them big old rings, the costume jewelry. I know it when I see it. So they had their chance to try to like get that moment because Conor's the money fight. You guys have to make the case for yourself and not the other way around. So I actually think it was smart that Conor didn't call out any one person, even though I kind of wanted him to call out Nate Diaz if he won the fight. But I actually liked the way that he did it. Y'all come after me. I don't blame him. So who do you think he should fight next? What do you think should have happened? What do you think that the men who were there should have done? There were so many celebrities there, period. What do you think they should have done? How do you think it should have gone? What do you think Donald should do next? I believe he's 36 years old. He seems to be absorbing a lot of punishment lately. $2 million payoff for him, too. So what do you think he should do next? Let me know how all your picks went. Even on the undercards, we saw Macy Barber finally get her first loss against Roxanne Modafferi in a very bloody affair. So let me know how you done all your picks, any notable moments, who everyone should fight next, and again, what happened to that Claudia Gadelia Grasso fight. And again, with Conor, of course, what should happen next? The man is back, the notorious one. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, Snapchat, where I have 1-minute recaps and predictions and all kinds of things that I don't have time to do here on YouTube. Subscribe, like, talk to me, take care. Goodbye.